Coach, you head off to Arkansas. What has this team showed you so far with the qualifying marks you've been able to make?
Yeah, it's been a really good start for us, both men and women. I mean, the main people that have been competing, and we haven't competed them all yet. They will compete this weekend. But the ones that have, and especially the veterans, that have the good marks in the country, I've been real pleased with. I think some of the younger guys, this is going to be a really good test. I call this the mini national championships, because every school that's there, I think there's maybe 20 schools, and all of them are ranked in the top 10 or 15, both on the men and the women. So this is really a great meet. So this is going to be a real test for us. And what I'm looking for is to see how we handle not being able to have the luxury of being at home, but having to travel and be in a motel, doing a different warm-up, different facilities. It's going to be a good test for us.
Do you do anything different to prepare for an away meet like this than you would at a home meet?
Not really. I just want them to be prepared that they're not going to be able to sleep in their bed 2 hours before their event, and they're not going to be able to come up here, have the best warm-up area in America. Their warm-up is different than ours. It's shorter. It's going to be more crowded. They're going to be put under stress. And I think it's going to be good because we have to go back there for the national championship. And I think it's just good to put them in this mid-season, early mid-season, to kind of see how we handle it.
What has been the biggest surprise on both men's and women's teams so far?
I think not picking on any individual, but just how well we came out of the gate as a team on the men and the women. I know rankings don't mean much, but we're fourth right now in the men and sixth in the women, and our best people came out of the chute really well. And, we didn't have them for nearly a month. Most of them were home, and so you always worry about that. So I think that's been the most pleasant surprise. The veterans have really knew what it was going to take, and they came back ready to go.
So who will be participating in Arkansas?
Well, you've got all the top people. I mean, of course, you've got Arkansas, and you've got Texas A&M and Texas, and you've got Georgia, and you've got Ole Miss. We've got Michigan out of the Big Ten. We've got Illinois. They're ranked number 1 in the women. We've got Oregon. We've got us. If you go look, I think the top 4 in the men, they're all there, and then the top 6 in the women, where we're ranked 6th, they're all there. So it's unbelievable.
How does this push your team to be able to see what could be something that you'll see at the end of the season?
I think the most important thing is going to be, at these home meets, if you're really good and you're a long jumper, you're getting 6 jumps because you're good enough to make the finals. Here, the first 3 jumps will take you to the finals. You're going to have to be on, just like you are going to have to be at the national championships. And that's what you're going to have the first flight of the first heat of the 60. You can't be joking around. I mean, you've got to give it everything you got, and that's the way it's going to be at nationals. That's what I love about this meet. Now, it's going to humble a lot of people that aren't quite ready to go, or if you blink wrong, you're not going to make the final. So it's going to be brutal on some people if they're not ready.
What does this say about where your team is, where your confidence level on the ability for this team to be humbled?
Yeah, I feel real good about where we are. I think this meet's going to tell us a lot. If we're ready to step up to another level, or some kids that haven't run yet are going to run. We're doubling some people in the 60 hurdles. We have not done that. That's the way it'll be at nationals. And so this is a true test to really see where we are. I keep saying that, but it's going to be tough.
Who do you have doubling the 60 and 60 hurdles?
We'll have Antoine that'll run 60 hurdles, and we'll have Malachi who'll run 60 and 60 hurdles.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be, and the reason that's important is it's pretty quick. You run the 60 hurdles, maybe an hour you run the 60, maybe 30 minutes you come back with 60 hurdles, then another 30 minutes the finals. So those are going to be how well we handle all those rounds against the best competition in the country.
Is the scheduling, I guess, and time-wise, is that similar to how it's going to be at NCAA's?
It's pretty close, yes. And that's why this is so important to have a trial run. As I keep saying that, but it's really important to see how well we handle being away from home.
And I guess, is this going to determine if you are going to double them at nationals, or maybe just put them in one event?
I think so, but we will do it at conference, and that'll be our last run, and that's the week before, and the last opportunity that you have. We will do that at Big 12 no matter what. We're just hoping we can get them all there in the national meet. So they haven't run the 60, and both of them are going to run the 60 this week.
Sorry.
How many qualifying marks have you gotten so far?
You know, it's hard to know. I mean, top 16 is where it is, and so we've got about 12, I think, on one side and about 10 on the other on the women. But it means nothing because it's early season, and so until that Big 12's over and all the conference meets are over, you figure out whether you're in the top 16 to make it. But we have a lot of people in the top 10, and we have a few number ones, and you know, it's a good group right now.
You talked about some of those younger people having to step up this weekend. Who are you excited to see?
Well, our freshman hurdlers, you know, I think, man, you better be ready. It's probably going to take 760s to make the final, maybe 770. And then the same on the 60. We have 2 or 3 freshmen that'll be there. But we have veterans that haven't really run the 200, and so they're going to have to step up. It's really just a combination. We have not run everybody in all their main events, and so we're starting to do that. And we haven't even run many in the 400, and we'll run them the next meet here. But we just have a lot of kids that haven't been put in the fire like they're going to be put in the fire this week.
Speaking of someone who's been put in the fire, top 5, what does that mean when you've got somebody that has already shown what they can do right now?
Yeah, the good thing about BJ, he's been to nationals. He's been, you know, at the top of the chain and in the Big 12, and he's been in it before, so he knows there's going to be some fabulous jumpers there this weekend, but it's not going to be any different than our conference probably has the best high jumpers in the nation. So he's used to that, and it's great that he's been in that position. So he'll just be excited and try to get him a great jump.
You mentioned the rankings, the TFRI, that's new this year, right? The track and field ranking index?
No, it's the same as always.
Okay.
It's been the same,
Okay.
but this is the first week they put things out.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
And I'm not, you know, it's a little bit.
I was gonna ask
We
you.
haven't run everybody. We haven't run, you know, Stephen in the 800. We haven't run any of our 400 people. But this will change weekly. But the one thing, track's real honest, and I guess the others, basketball and stuff, want to be too. But this is really more honest. What you do each week is how you get ranked. And so until everyone runs about mid-season, you'll kind of get a better feel for where you really are.
I guess in your opinion, would you say this is more accurate than maybe the coaches poll would be normally?
Absolutely, yeah. No, it goes on what you've done. And the thing that fools you, though, is some people just haven't run yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where you've got to, you know, we haven't run Funny yet. She's not running this week. And we haven't run the quarter milers, as I mentioned. We haven't run our 800 people. But we're gradually getting there, and those rankings, you know, I think both teams got a great chance of being top 5 by the time we get to the end.
Then is there a DMR this weekend or not yet?
There is on the women, but not on the men, and we're going to wait and run that probably in Boston.
Okay. So no women's DMR this weekend?
No.
Can you talk a little bit about Malachi, just what you've thought so far?
Yeah, Malachi, he's a veteran. Let me tell you, he's been there and done it, and he's going to run the 60 for the first time. You know, he went to nationals last year in the 60 and the 60 hurdles. Antoine also, and so. But he's real excited about this weekend because he's only run one time, and so for him to have an opportunity to run against the best, and our own teammates are pretty hard to beat. So him and Antoine ought to have some good battles along with all the other best hurdlers in the nation.
What percentage do you think you have of this team at their performance level? Are they going to peak when you need them to?
I think we're only about 50% there. I think we're really bringing some along very slow that maybe have had injuries in the past, or we just don't want to run quite as much, but we're pretty confident they're going to qualify. We just haven't turned them loose yet. We're running some on the 4x4 this weekend that are not going to run anything but the 4x4. We're going to really try to run fast men's 4x4 and women. But our men, we've got 2 guys that haven't run at all. And so I'm anxious to see them run on a split. But I don't think we're about 50 to 60% of where we're going to be in shape yet.
Any injuries to note?
Nothing serious that I can think of right now, which is great.
In the 4x4, I guess the goal this weekend is to get a qualifying mark for nationals.
Yeah, you know, we ran 3:06 here, and we better run 3:02, 3:03 this weekend. I think that we're capable of doing that.